All right, we should be live on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. All right. We are live on YouTube. How's everyone doing today? How are you all doing today? There's a break in the rain for about the next 45 minutes to an hour. I might get caught up in the next storm. Who knows? It is what it is. But I had to get a walk in. Yesterday, it was just raining all day constantly. I couldn't get a walk in. I couldn't even find a, section of time throughout the day where it wasn't going to rain for an hour or an hour and a half or so. But today, there's a couple hour break. I tried to get out here a little bit sooner, but had some errands to run and some things to take care of around the house. But regardless, I'm out and about on another walk with purpose. Episode number 639. Right here on Coach Eli 2 Authentic Live Streams, the most positive place on the internet. We keep it positive, but we also keep it raw and real at the same time. Unlike most people, unlike most creators on YouTube that try to come off raw and real, but, they kind of stretch things because that's what gets people's attention, and that's what makes people money, right? It is so funny to me. It is so funny to me how people that are more so on the inauthentic side of things make more money than authentic people. It doesn't make sense, but on YouTube it does. And I think we are in progress of changing that, because I personally feel that people are tired of that content, at least most people. And I think creators are tired of pretending to be something they're not, just to make a buck. I don't really think anybody is truly happy within themselves if they're making money not being authentic or stretching the truth, right? Or creating drama content, trying to pretend harm somebody, which actually harms them. Even when you try to pretend harm somebody out here on YouTube to try to make them a lolcow or to try to discredit them and make them look bad so you can look good, even when you try to do it in a pretend way, it does affect them, because most people don't even really know what's going on. They don't know what's real and what's not. You get a bunch of these creators that prey on the vulnerabilities of inexperienced people and use them for content to entertain a large group of people that seem to enjoy that type of content, or at least they have. But I think that's going to change. I think all of that's going to start to turn around in 2024. And that's why I chose to do the topic today, weathering the storm, or weathering the storms of life. Now, before I go any further, just to remind you all, we have 11 people here. Thank you so much to the 11 people that are here. Once again, this is a members-only live chat. The stream is publicly viewable, but only members that purchase at least the members-only chat $2.99 per month package can chat, and moderators can chat for free. If you're going to become a member, though, please consider upgrading to the $4.99 package, because that's also going to include members-only live streams that I'm doing with my girlfriend, Dawn. And moderators don't even get those for free. There's no way to give mods free access. Moderators get free access to members-only live chats by default. I can't even turn that off if I want to. And I can't even turn on free access to members-only live streams for moderators or certain people. I think at some point down the road, YouTube might change that, but we'll see what happens. They continue to make constant updates, and they continue to better the platform. Hats off to you, Team YouTube. Great work. And speaking of the next stream, Don and I will be doing a stream tomorrow at some point. We don't know what time it's going to be. It may be in the early afternoon or it may be in the early evening. Depending on the weather, I'm going to check the weather forecast tomorrow. And if I get a gap to do another walk in the afternoon, I'm going to do that, and then Don and I will do a members only stream tomorrow night. If it's going to rain throughout the day where I can't walk, we'll do it earlier in the day. And I know we have people in other countries like the UK and stuff that are 8 hours ahead of us. We're trying our very best to do streams that are going to be able to be viewed live by everyone, especially our members. But as you know, when you're in different time zones, it's not the easiest thing to do. Our intentions are to truly, give as many people a chance all over the world to view us live. But we know that's always not going to be possible. So we apologize in advance. But you can always watch the replay, which will only be available on the members only live streams to members. So that is that. I do feel some sprinkles, but nothing major. We're supposed to have like a brief shower coming in at the top of the hour, which is in about 35 minutes or so. AZ Prod, how you doing, bro? Can you hear me okay? How you doing, brother? Welcome to the show. Hope your day is going well. Another thing before I get into the topic, this is also going to relate to the topic. Yes, sir. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead. Give me a second. All right, I'm unmuted right now. Can you folks hear me right now? Again, I'm sorry. I had to mute because somebody's blaring some ghetto copyrighted music. Let's just call it hip hop, right? I could still hear it back here, but it's not as loud. And like I mentioned before, there is incidental coverage on YouTube to the point of where it's not going to usually hit you with a copyright claim on a mobile stream. But crazy how much rain you've been getting. Sound is good. Yeah, we've been getting a good amount of rain, but it's not like last year. Last year we had constant showers, hour after hour after hour, where we had a ton of floods. The storm this weekend was supposed to bring into the peninsula area where I live, also known as the West Bay of the San Francisco Bay Area, about half an inch to 3/4 of an inch of rain over a period of 2.5 days or so, right? Well, last year we were getting that amount of rain per day, or even an inch of rain per day. And it was really, we needed the water, and we filled all our reservoirs. The problem is we have a dam in Oroville, which is north of Sacramento. It's called the Oroville Dam. It's a pretty high, tall dam. It can hold a lot of water. But last year's storms filled that dam to capacity, and if any more rain, and boom, you would be getting some serious. You'd be getting some serious flooding and homes being destroyed. Like, it's, Man created all of these modern marvels of life that have allowed us to live a civilized life in what used to be big forests, right? We built over forests and all that stuff, natural resources and stuff like that, right? And we've done as best as we possibly can to control it, but you never know what happens sometimes, right? It's all up to what the big guy in the sky decides, right? If the big guy in the sky wants rain, we're going to get rain. If he wants a ton of rain, we get a ton of rain. If not, it's the way it goes, right? But yeah, no, it hasn't been that bad. I thought it would be worse. But that's another thing, regarding the topic weathering the storm of life. I not only meant that figuratively, I also meant that literally. You got to weather the storm or the storms of life, not only figuratively, meaning things that you're dealing with mentally and emotionally, but also the physical storms. You got to prepare for them. You got to have backup batteries. Like Don and I have like 6 power banks fully charged, 30,000 milliamps each. And those power banks can charge our phones like at least 5 or 6 times fully, right? We've got 6 of them. You think 2 is enough? No, get 6. They're so cheap on Amazon right now. Spend 100, 150 bucks. Get 5 or 6 decent power banks. You can get them cheap. And those power banks will last you forever. I have the first power bank I bought is like 5 years old. A 30,000 milliamp one. It's in my pocket right now, still keeping my phone fully charged while I'm on the air. Still works. There's no excuse. You got to prepare to weather the storm, even physically, right? So I prepared by having all the power banks fully charged. I always have them all fully charged, no matter what. You never know. If you have any tablets or anything like that, have those fully charged, because if you're going to run them off your power bank, you don't want your power bank to charge them from 0. You want them to be fully charged and just maintain 100% if you need to use them if your power goes out during a storm or for any other reason the power would go out. All right? Don and I also have plenty of food, plenty of non-perishable food. Yes, we have perishable stuff in the freezer and the fridge, but if power goes out longer than 2 or 3 days, there's a great chance your food's going to spoil. We have plenty of non-perishable foods available. We also have plenty of ibuprofen, Tylenol, first aid kit supplies, medicine, medication, whatever. We have everything fully stocked. You got to prepare. You got to be like you got to think like a prepper. Now, I'm not as crazy as some of these conservative prepper channels, because I'm more slightly on the left, right? Down the middle, but more slightly on the left. But you can get some good ideas on how to prepare from those prepper channels, even though they're more conservative. No disrespect. I'm just, those guys go to the extreme. There are certain things that you need to fully stock up and have a good backstock of, and other things you don't. Anyway, so also when you're weathering the storm physically, we all have smartphones now with the weather app and AccuWeather. And they have both free and premium versions. You don't need the premium version really, but if you want more details, you can get it. The free versions work just fine. Somebody's having a barbecue. Look at this. Oh, that's a recorder. Oh, right on. Have a good one. Some dude was like, "Yeah, what do you have?" Like, no, it's just a recorder, you know. There's somebody that's barbecuing over there. I guess they're taking advantage of the 1 hour of cool dude walking his dog. What do you have? Yeah, see, I love cool people like that, right? The guy's not trolling. He's legitimately like interested. Hey, yeah, this dude's walking around. He's seems like a happy guy. He's talking into this furry ball thing. By the way, Pedro and Hannibal channel, they briefly mentioned me. Pedro was saying, "What is that thing in his face?" And Hannibal's like, "It's a windscreen to block the wind out." And then Pedro shut his mouth so quick, he felt stupid. Huh, Pedro? It's a windscreen. Because I'm one of the few people that I can walk out in any environment, windy or not, rainy or not, and give you good quality audio for the most part. Unless the 5G, hits a snag every now and then. You're going to lose signal based on how many people are on the network in your area and, other things that may interfere, right? But for the most part, I like to provide good audio quality and video. But more important, I'll say this too. Even more important than good video quality is good audio quality. If people can't hear what you're saying, then why should they listen to you? And part of viewing your videos is hearing what you have to say, right? Anyway, so we talked about weathering the storm physically. Got a few people walking. Let me give them a little bit of a head start. People are getting out right now. People are getting out. They've looked at their app and they've seen there's a break in the rain. So we're going to walk right now. Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about weathering the storm of life mentally and emotionally, right? Later tonight, at some point, it might be late night, I don't know. I'll see when I can do it. I'm going to go home, have an early dinner with Dawn, probably take a little nap, and then spend a little time with her, and then probably do the show around 9 or 10 p.m. Pacific, which is going to be midnight or 1 a.m. Eastern tonight, right here on Coach Eli 2. I was going to do it last night. I put it publicly for a half an hour, but I had to reschedule it. I'll share more about that in a second because I believe in transparency, unlike most other people out here, right? So, weathering the storm of life mentally and emotionally. This is day 4 or 5 of the drama Detox. And in the previous episode a few days ago, I'm sorry, I wanted to do these all in consecutive days. It just hasn't happened. But I'm still doing them. This is day 4 or 5, and I think tomorrow will be day 5 of 5 unless I get rained out. But on day 3, I was talking about a content creator named Vanessa Lau from Canada, and how she ended up all of a sudden abruptly leaving YouTube and basically firing everyone on her business team. Out of 9 people, she only kept 1 person, right? And I was sharing my thoughts on why I feel she left or got burnt out, etc. You can check out episode number 3 if you want to know more. But there's more coming. There's more coming because a semi-troll of mine, I say semi-troll because this woman's been a part of other drama communities that have come at me in the past. and I thought I had her blocked. I think she came in on a sock account with a similar name. But this woman wrote a message that was held for review. It never went out public. Think about before you respond, folks, because I have hold potentially inappropriate comments for review and with increased strictness, meaning that if YouTube thinks your demeanor is negative in any way, shape, or form, it will automatically hold that message for review. And it did. And I immediately banned her because this woman made a comment saying that you're spreading misinformation. You don't know the truth about Vanessa Lau, and she's been married and has kids and all this and that and blah, 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 blah. You need to do more research before you spread misinformation. Well, I did all my research and I saw everything you saw. And I'm going to share more about that tonight from the studio because I have screenshots, Reddit postings, and many other things to share the truth about Vanessa Lau. Now, I'm not here to attack Vanessa. I don't think she's a bad person. I think she's fallen victim to a similar thing that many other creators have gone through out here on YouTube. Right? I don't think she realized what she was getting into because she wasn't the one that had the idea to do what she did. In this case, I feel it was who I believe is her boyfriend, not her husband. Now, this woman that made a comment, hey, listen, whatever, right? You made a comment, you're entitled to your opinion, but I don't want that negativity on my channel, especially from people that have been attacking me for no reason for years, right? And you also can't believe everything you read on the internet because there were only 1 or 2 sites that said that. There also haven't been any other videos on YouTube that have talked about her being married, and she's never done that. But that's just all I'm going to say for right now because there's a lot more I'll be discussing tonight. Live right here on Coach Eli too. And again, I don't think Vanessa's a bad person. I don't think she had ill intentions. But I do feel she was a victim of exploitation. And you may be wondering, oh, Eli, that's a pretty serious thing to say. Well, it is. It's my opinion. I'm not stating it as a fact. I can state my opinions all day, and that's not stating an opinion is not misinformation. It's an opinion. If I were to state something as a fact, then you could say, hey, if it's wrong, it's misinformation, right? Now, my opinions, have a lot of circumstantial evidence to back them up, right? And my opinions are usually true, but even then, I don't present them as facts because if I state it as my opinion, it's my opinion, right? You can't hold somebody accountable for their opinion, but you can hold them accountable. You can fact check them if they try to state things as a fact. That's a lesson I've learned over the years out here on YouTube and just in life. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, right? You're not entitled to anything else besides that. And I take full advantage of stating my opinions that I'm entitled to. Give me a second here. Oh, there's a nice man over there working on his car in his driveway, his truck. I didn't want to interrupt him. Everyone's realizing, yeah, this is a break in the weather right now. I got 1 lap in. I'm not soaked. I'm going to wait and see where this guy goes. All right. So I'm going to be sharing more about my opinions regarding why Vanessa Lau left YouTube. And there are also a lot of other YouTubers that are making videos. I'm thinking of quitting YouTube. I mean, I've done a few of those in the past, and honestly, I never felt like I wanted to leave. And I'm not gonna lie, they were kind of clickbaity. So I'll be real. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you do feel like quitting, and maybe after everything I went through, for that moment, I felt like quitting. But there's one thing that I always never give up on. That's myself. At the end of the day, even if I'm seriously considering quitting, I would never do it because I'm not a quitter. So yeah, I honestly feel a lot of those videos where YouTubers are saying, I'm thinking of quitting YouTube, they're doing that because they want you to tune in for a life-changing event that might not even happen. Right? Because everybody's trying to... Hang on, there's somebody coming. I'm going to see which way they're going to go. Crazy how much rain you've been getting. Okay, already got that. All right. Yeah, that dude was going to cross here. He was waiting to see what I was going to do, and I was waiting for him to see what he was going to do. You could see him back there. Anyway, it's all good. So, yeah, I've been seeing a lot more of these I'm quitting videos, right? And then there are some people that actually do quit and do go away for a while and either come back a year or two later, or they never come back, or they come back a month or two later, do one video, and then they go right back to not making any content. I'll tell you folks, being a YouTuber is an emotional fucking roller coaster. It is. Being a YouTuber is an emotional roller coaster. It has its highs and lows, right? And being a YouTuber is unlike any other type of work you will do in your life. There's no other platform that people have tried harder to succeed on. Because YouTube is like the new Hollywood. It is. It is like the new Hollywood. It's like the digital Hollywood. And the saying nowadays goes, if you make it on YouTube, you can make it anywhere. It's true. Yeah. It is true. But a lot of people don't realize what it takes to be a real success as an entrepreneur. Slow and steady wins the race. Right? YouTube is a marathon and not a sprint. And, you know, you have people like Vanessa Lau and others that came in and took off like a rocket. I am 50 years old. And I've never made $1 million in a year. And I've never even made $200,000 in a year. And I've worked hard to make what I've made, right? Yet, you can have these young Gen Zers come in, not millennials, the post-millennials, the Gen Zers come in, throw up an Instagram and a YouTube channel, and after 3 or 4 years of doing that, they're worth $5 million for doing what? Teaching people how to make money? So what's it going to be? I'm Vanessa Lau. I come in. I'm going to look all pretty and cute so I can attract the beta males to buy into me and also attract other females that may not be as pretty and reel them in with my personality and all that. And once I reel them in, I'm going to sell them anything and everything under the sun, leading them to believe that if you do everything I do, you're going to be a millionaire. But what do you do, Vanessa? All you do is you sell courses on how to make money. Are you going to teach these new people how they can also sell courses to other people to make the same money? At that point, what product are you really selling? Now, here's the thing, folks. This should all be considered a scam. It's not. It's perfectly legal. But in my opinion, at the very least, it's unethical business practice. Do you understand where it's insane, says AZ Prod. Do you understand what I'm saying, AZ Prod? I think you do. I think you're one of the few that gets it, right? And I think a lot more people out here on YouTube, even in the gig economy, like Mr. Flex and Always Cherry Pick, and Pedro Dordes Santiago, and Hannibal is Hungry, and all these people, right? I think all these people understand what I'm saying, but the thing is, they're trying to do the same thing Vanessa's doing to make money, right? They're trying to sell you a pipe dream or a course, or if you get this app, you're going to get better gas mileage, or you're going to save money on your gas, or you're going to get better DoorDash offers. Give me a fucking break. YouTube has become a place where most people are trying to sell you a pipe dream. And the way they do it is by first love bombing you and getting you to like them. They love bomb you so that way you can feel like you know them, like them, and trust them. And then they flip the script. Well, now that you know, like, and trust me, and you know I would never, never try to screw you over. Now, if you really want to get better at this, I'm offering this program for $500 a month. Of course, highly unethical business practices, right? They should be illegal, but they're not. And, you know, I'll tell you this. The government is getting smarter, AZ Prod, because a lot of these people that run businesses, well, you know what? I'm gonna save this story for another time. I'm gonna do a separate stream. I'm not gonna even mention what I was gonna say. But the government is making some changes regarding entrepreneurial finances. And I'm going to save that for another time because I want to do a full stream on it and probably do it from the studio and show you supporting stuff. You're absolutely right about the love bombing tactic, right? Young, cute Asian woman. They dolled her up, right? They got her a teleprompt, right? They highly edited her videos. You think she edited them? No, she didn't edit those videos. She had a team that did it. Any creator that has hundreds of jump cuts in every video is not being fully transparent with you. That's why you notice in my videos there's very little editing. I can edit. I know how to edit. I used to edit videos for my networking organization. There's a time and a place to edit videos. Like if you want to create like intro videos and stuff like that, those you can edit, right? But if you're going to be raw and real with people, the more jump cuts, the more edits you do, the less stuff you do live. In my opinion, all you're trying to do is sell a pipe dream, right? I go live almost every day, speak from the heart. This is who I am. This is what you get. Nothing less, nothing more, right? So, you know, a lot of YouTubers that were very successful 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago using these methods are seeing their revenue go down, or what they're seeing is that it's taking a lot more work to maintain that level of their business. Because here's the thing, whether you're a drama shit show runner and you talk smack about people, you're going to have a constantly revolving door in and out, right? If you're selling people your sales package, people are going to use your packages until they feel they don't need to anymore, and then you got to go seek out new people. You have a constant revolving door. So you have to constantly seek out new clients, and you have to constantly market yourself and your personal brand, right? Your focus is in the wrong area, right? That's called active income. There's active income and there's passive income. If you don't know what passive income is like what you make on YouTube, for example. Once I create a video or live stream out here on YouTube and monetize it, as long as that video remains public, if it's public 5 years from now, and all of a sudden 100,000 people want to view it in 5 years, I will get paid on that, just for the video being up, right? That's passive income. There's no extra work besides it sitting on a damn server and YouTube recommending it or people finding it, right? But if your main source of income is active income, you're actively out there like a DoorDasher, that's active income. You got to go out there, put gas in your car, put oil in your car, oil changes, new tires, new brakes, right? You got to drive in crappy weather like this and pray you don't get into an accident. And then you got to sit in your car sometimes for hours just waiting for a good enough order while you're burning gas to keep your heat on to keep you warm, or in the summer the AC on to keep you cool, right? And to charge your phone at the same time, because you don't want to charge your phone off your car's battery without it running, because then your car battery will die. It won't start. That's all active income, right? Vanessa Lau, her income was primarily active income, not passive. The only thing she had passive was YouTube ad revenue, which with the amount of views she was getting was a good amount of money. Vanessa Lau could live a good life off of her YouTube revenue alone, which is her only source of passive income. I never saw her doing affiliate links or anything. Affiliate links are passive income if you promote a product from Amazon and you're part of the Amazon affiliate program, right? Which I've been for years. I just hardly use it. I should. Maybe I will down the road. If you're not doing all that, then what you're focusing on is active income. And if you're running these masterminds where people are paying you, let's say $5,000 a month, and you've got to be on a 2-hour conference call once a week, right? That's 8 hours a month that you're dedicating to that, that you have to do for the people that are paying you that money. You are actively having to be there to earn that money. And there's nothing wrong with actively earning money. But if you're doing too many things that involve you being many different places all the time to actively make more money, you get burnt out. That's what happened to Vanessa Lau. And there's more to it. There's a lot. I'm only sharing enough here because I want you all to show up and watch this stream, because I'm going to present this in ways that no other creator that's talked about this since she left YouTube almost a year ago. I'm going to give it to you straight. Raw, real, professional. I'm not attacking her, but there's a lot more to this story that people aren't even talking about. And I'm sure they've realized it, but they're not talking about it. Either that or they haven't realized it. And I'll show it to you tonight. Starting to sprinkle a little more. I may only get my second lap in. I'm hoping to get a third lap in to make up for yesterday. As far as that woman that accused me of spreading misinformation, it's your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm also entitled to not allow you on my channel. I don't want that negativity on my channel. But I think what people need to start doing is start more so understanding the facts and the evidence, and not just trying to trash someone because they don't like them for the sake of not liking them, right? Like, I feel this woman just doesn't like me in general, so even if I'm right about anything, she's going to automatically, discredit me, right? And that's why I don't want those types of people. I don't deal with those types of people, because those types of people are still struggling, within themselves, deep within. They're having issues of self-love, right? I can't value anyone's opinion that lacks self-love, because then what you're replying to or responding to is because of your trauma, and you're lashing out in any way you can because of your trauma. And a lot of times when people do that, they don't make any sense. They're just lashing out because they're mad at the world, right? So how can you expect me to value any comments like that, right? But from this point on, hey, I'm a YouTuber. I'm not about the drama. I'm done with it. I'm going to be as professional as possible. But if people are going to, question my thoughts and opinions and all that, then I'll respond to it. I won't mention, most of the time, if you're not worthy of being mentioned, I won't mention you. If you are worthy of being mentioned, if I deem you to feel worthy, then I may mention you. Because in some cases, give me a second, I'm waiting for these people to pass by. All right. But in some cases, mentioning people is going to help you grow through the algorithm. And that's just the way it works out here on YouTube. There's nothing wrong with that. You just have to tactfully choose who's worthy of mentioning and who's not. And I consider that part of my strategy. Hey, Donna. Hi, all. It's 11 p.m. here in the UK. Just got home. Been out for a change. It's rainy here, too, and very cold. I've gotten 2 laps. Welcome to the show, Donna. Great to see you here. I'm about to finish my second lap. There's a break in the rain, but it's supposed to start to come down. And I think those clouds from over there are moving over here. So this may be my last lap. I don't know. I'm going to see how it is when I get to the other side in about 5 to 7 minutes or so. And by the way, Donna, I'm going to be doing a members-only stream with Dawn tomorrow. We're going to try to do it in the afternoon so you can catch it live, but it all depends on if it rains or not. If my walk gets rained out, then yes. If not, then it's going to be at a time probably where it's going to be too late for you. But at some point, whether it's tomorrow or in the future, we are going to get some streams done earlier, so that way you can catch them live. I was mentioning that at the beginning of the show, but I know you just got here. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying dry and warm in this rainy weather. That's nice. Thank you. You're welcome, of course. I appreciate your comments. This is all I've ever wanted, is to connect with people that have opinions, that are opinionated like me. And even if we have a difference of opinion, we can respectfully disagree and move on. And Donna, you've been great. I respect that. That's how it should be. It looks like welcome Donna, says AZ Prod. Yeah. It looks like they still have the lights on out here. I think when the Niners are playing tonight at 5:15 Pacific at Levi Stadium. Go Niners. And this guy over here, he has like at night, he'll put the Go Niners billboards up. So whenever the Niners are in the playoffs, these Christmas lights stay up a little bit longer, even throughout January and maybe into early February. Oh, that's cool. He's got his Niner. I love this dude. This dude is his wife's probably a Niner fan too. Well, look at this. He has a ladder there. He's got a 49er Coleman tarp sign, whatever it is. Look at that. That is nice, man. I get really inspired walking by that dude's house. Now the rain's starting to come. God, man, that weather is so accurate, man. It's at around 3. It's about, what, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific? These weather apps and weather radars and meteorologists, they're it's so damn accurate. It's just ridiculous, you know. Yeah, it looks like I'll be heading to the parking lot because I can walk around there and talk with you folks a little bit. That way I'll be near shelter. It's coming from the Pacific Ocean and heading in west, and then it's moving towards the east. We're heading into the west from the Pacific, and then moving over to the East Bay and heading over. That's how the storm pattern's been. But hey, I got at least 2 laps in, and that's good. But yeah, you know, a lot of YouTubers that were making money a particular way 3 to 6 years ago, they're still trying to make money that same way now, but they're seeing that it's harder. It's harder for many reasons. YouTube is not allowing certain type of content anymore, or they're enforcing it more strictly. And even if it's content that is not banned on YouTube, it's content that, like with Vanessa Lau, like I was saying, it's salesy content. Basically, she's selling people a pipe dream on how to make money. And she's selling masterminds on how to brainstorm with Vanessa Lau, who left her corporate job at age 24 and became a 7-figure millionaire, a 7-figure entrepreneur. Seeing your streets and area is really interesting. So different from the south of England. Everything is much bigger. I live in the suburbs. You probably live more in a bigger city, right, Donna? Like, I live in the suburbs. San Francisco, you know San Francisco. I live a half an hour south of San Francisco. And as you go, you know, further north towards San Francisco, you have bigger cities that kind of look like more like where you live. You live in a bigger city, right? You're not in the suburbs. You're in a city type environment, right? For me, no, I live in a town with 10,000 people. Oh, you live in it, but are your surrounding towns bigger, or is it like a small area for hundreds of miles? Like, do you live like more in a rural area? You don't live like in an urban area then. Like, this is considered an urban area, but this is not like city life. This is more like suburbia. San Francisco, it's rural. Okay, so you're in a rural area and everything is more widespread, you said, where you're at, or? Oh, everything is much bigger for you. Yeah, yeah. Like you have a lot of farmland and stuff. Yeah, this is not a rural area. Like if you go more into Central Valley here, like 60 to 100 miles east, then you have more areas that are rural. But even those areas have grown in the Central Valley because a lot of jobs are out there. We have our fields out there, and California is one of the biggest producers of biggest agricultural producers in the world, especially at least for the U.S. I literally have the sea on my doorstep and the countryside up the road. That's really beautiful. Yeah, that's beautiful. You're probably prone to flooding and hurricanes, right, and all that kind of stuff. We're gonna walk around here. Wow, I just had a tree branch fall on me. Look at this. This thing just fell on me. Wow. Eli, you better be a good boy. You can't do that anymore nowadays. You can't discipline your kids anymore nowadays with the stick. You go to jail for child abuse. That's why all these kids are entitled, because they never learned discipline. Because the government went as far as saying you can't even breathe on your kids or you go to jail, right? So these kids have turned out to be so fucking entitled, it's ridiculous, you know? You know what I'm saying? My dad used to whoop my ass. Not in a bad way, but, you know, he'd get the belt and the stick. I learned how to be an obedient man. I still make mistakes, but listen, I'm nowhere nearly as entitled as these other people growing up nowadays. Nowhere nearly. I didn't turn out that way. Not hurricanes, but flooding, yes. Yeah. I've been watching this show on Max, formerly known as HBO Max, Donna. And it's called Engineering Catastrophes, and they go all over the world, including in areas where you're at. And you folks have like moats there, right? You folks have like channels of water that run through the area, which prevents the homes from getting flooded, right? And if anything goes wrong, you know, with those waterways, you know, and dams and all that, boom, that whole area gets wiped out. Yeah, Don and I binge watched Engineering Catastrophes on Max, and very, very interesting show. Now, it's not really coming down yet, so I'm going to walk around this area and turn back. We have the largest coastal realignment in Europe because of flooding. Oh, wow. Yeah, and the engineers have come in there and have diverted the water so that way when you have those storms and stuff, the water doesn't ruin the homes and other land surrounding it. Yeah, you know, I love documentaries, Donna. I love watching documentaries, and so does Don, because you really learn about different geographic areas and their environments and what they have to deal with. I got to tell you, here in California, especially the San Francisco Bay Area, all we really deal with are earthquakes. Yes, we do get some flooding, but it's very rare. Like what happened last year, the type of storms we had last year from rain happens once every 10 to 15 years for 1 year, right? And so So now, if we had storms like that every single year, then there'd be issues because a lot of that water that came down last year, including with the rain we're getting this year at a normal level, it's maintaining the levels of the dams, levees, and all that. And so I might even just take one more lap. I mean, should I risk it? Put a one in the chat. It's not raining. Put a one in the chat if you should take one more lap. I'd be interested to hear your views on climate change. It's a massive issue in the UK. Like global warming, I do believe global warming is happening. I do believe, Donna, that cars and the emissions from cars has really hurt the environment. AZ Prod. One. I'm on it, dude. I'm on it, man. I agree with that, Eli. Yeah, no, I believe that car emissions are one of the major culprits, and that's why, we've gone to hybrids and electric cars. I do believe electric cars are the future. The thing with electric cars is that, they got to find ways for them to go further and charge them quicker, right? Here's the thing with electric cars. You can't go to a gas station and fill your gas tank up in 5 minutes. You can quick charge a battery at, I believe, at half capacity, like in a Tesla, in 30 minutes. But to fully charge it, you need a few hours, at least. I think once the technology is created where you could fully charge a car battery, an electric car battery, in 5 minutes safely, it'll be like, once it's like filling gas, but instead of that, electricity, I think then it's going to be feasible to go electric, and that'll fix your issue right there with emissions. I think you're also talking about the ozone layer in the sun has been attacked for a long time. And without that ozone layer protecting us from the sun, we will all burn and die. That ozone layer is a critical part of our atmosphere being safe and livable. Yeah, I have no problem talking about these things. We could talk about global warming and climate change and all that. It's important. This has to do with life. It's a huge part of life. And I'm glad you brought it up. And I'm glad it kind of just stopped raining. Maybe it's just on the other side. Maybe it hasn't reached this side yet. But I'm a trooper. I'm going to keep going. It's all good. Yeah, I think that's the main issue right there. I think also we're focusing more on natural energy, such as energy from windmills, also known as wind turbines. So I think if we focus more on green energy, now we're always going to have a level of nuclear energy, like nuclear power plants and stuff, right? Without that, like the grid can't exist, right? But I think as we, build more and more and figure out more and more ways to harness green energy, like from wind and stuff like that, it's going to slow down the damage that we're doing to the environment. And I think the environment is kind of like the human body. If you give the human body time to repair, like if you like, cut yourself, right? Depending on how deep you cut yourself, that cut's going to heal in a couple, 2-3 days. You put a bandage on it, right? You put some ointment on it, right? Now, if you severely cut yourself, it might take 2 weeks to 3 weeks to heal, right? But if you continue to pick at it, or you keep on re-injuring it, it's never gonna heal in time. I think our environment is self-healing. If we give it enough time to heal, it'll fix itself. Now, as far as the ozone layer goes, I think the ozone layer, once it goes, it goes. And I think when it comes to the ozone layer, environmentalists are trying to protect whatever's left of it, which is why this whole Go Green initiative has happened, right? We have many many wind farms here, offshore and solar panel farms. Interesting. Green energy is a major issue here now. Really? Wow. I agree with the self-healing. The earth needs to recover. No, we do. We do. Well, whatever can recover. It's been a while since I studied the ozone layer, since grammar school days. That's when they taught us about the ozone layer in science class, Donna. But from what I remember, I believe the ozone layer cannot recover or replace itself. I think it's there, and if it depletes, it's gone. I could be wrong, but that's what I remember regarding the ozone layer. So I think environmentalists are just trying to protect whatever's left of it. And some are saying it could be gone as soon as 500 years or so. And while we're not going to be here, that doesn't mean we shouldn't care about the future of humanity, right? Wow, I am surprised the weather is complying. Good evening, Cynthia. How are you doing? Welcome to the show. Great to see you here. How's your day going? Taking one final lap before the rain comes back. It'll be coming back very, very soon. Wow. If I get 3 laps in today and I'm about almost 2.5 laps in, I'm going to feel very happy, because I didn't think I was going to get anything in this weekend, because it was technically supposed to constantly rain. But every day, the forecast is updated. The forecast that's put out 7 days in advance also gets re-reviewed by meteorologists that same day, because things can slightly change. And here's the thing. Just because it's not raining here doesn't mean it's not raining 2 miles north of here. Sometimes those clouds can shift around you when they're supposed to come at you, right? So you always have to check your forecast, not only 7 days in advance, but you got to check your hourly forecast that particular day. I live in England. It's always raining. Well, even in the summertime, Donna, it's always raining there? Huh. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the rain. I know we need it, so I tolerate it. But I love summertime. I love springtime and summertime because it's sunny. I can get out to the other trails. Like right now I'm at Red Morton Park, because if it does start to come down, I can seek out shelter. There are buildings everywhere. There are trees. When I go to these other trails, they're wide open. Once I'm out there, I'm out there. I'm screwed, if it starts to come down. So, but again, I look at the weather forecast very closely. But anyway, let's see. Donna says we may get a few days with no rain, but if you're English, you always carry an umbrella. Oh, that's why you folks carry umbrellas everywhere. That makes sense now. Even like in the movies, right? Oh, I get it now. I'll tell you, Donna, Cynthia, AZ Prod, and anyone else here. We have 11 people here. Thank you so much for being here. Please don't forget to smash the thumbs up and share this out. It'd be greatly appreciated. It's one of the fascinating things about YouTube for me has been meeting people all over the world and learning about different demographics that you learn about these demographics in grammar school and high school, through science class, right? Geography, all that, right? But until you connect with and associate with and talk with people that live there, this is an amazing thing for me, connecting with people on YouTube all over the world. Because life is not just where you live, life is global, right? I mean, we all live on the planet Earth. And we're all human, right? And it's just interesting to me how people live their life where I live and how people live their lives not only in other countries, but even in other parts of the U.S. It just seems like I've said before in the past, here in the U.S., we're like the divided states of America. It's like every state is its own country per se, and every state does things differently. I think more so it's done East Coast, West Coast, North, and South, right? Okay? You have the northern states, you have the western states, the southern states, and the eastern states, right? I think that's where the division really is at. The United States is one of the most diverse countries on the planet that's got a lot of issues regarding diversity, and it's just a country that is more divided than any other country. We're one of the biggest countries out there. That's one of the reasons. But also we're one of the freest. And we're one country that basically pretty much welcomes everyone here. Nowadays, whether it's legally done or illegally, you would think that the United States government has enough resources to fully shut immigrants out illegally, right? They do. It probably costs them a little more money, right? Probably costs a little more in tax dollars, right? But what would that do to the economy if they kept out a lot of the illegals? There would be more jobs for us. Now, these jobs are typically the jobs that the illegals take are jobs that typically we don't want. But nowadays, with the economy being so crappy, there are probably Americans that would do jobs that they once wouldn't do to survive. And if those jobs are going to illegals still under the table, right? There's your issue, right? But the U.S. is a very man. I'll tell you this: I didn't really care a lot about science and biology and geography and all that until I came out on YouTube, or until at least HDTV came out about 15 years ago when everything went to HD, and I started to watch Science Channel in HD, and I started to watch a lot of documentaries and biographies in HD. And now coming out here on YouTube and talking with people from all over the world and just hearing and seeing what's going on hands on, like wow. It just fascinates me. Another thing I want to talk about before I finish this final lap, and the weather is cooperating for the time being. I'm really happy about that. There's also been a Redwood City policeman at the front of this rec center here. So I always like it when the cops are here. I like it. It's just a lot safer. You've got, if you look back there, you see on the right over there, there's the RCPD Explorer. I like it when the cops are anywhere because it's just a lot safer that way, And again, hats off to Redwood City Police Department. You folks have been professional always. Even if I've disagreed with certain things, I will say they've always been right, and they've always been professional. And any instance that I've had to deal with the police has always been pleasant. But I'll say this, going back to Vanessa Lau, I'm going to share more of her story tonight. Plus AZ Prod, I'm going to have 2 great dating stories to add to it. So we're going to have probably a 2-hour stream later tonight at some point. If you can't catch it, watch the replay. It'll be something to hear while you're driving. You'll hear it in great sound with the Shure SM7B. But the main thing, and I've been saying this all along, this is why a lot of people burn out on YouTube. This is why a lot of people give up being an entrepreneur. It's because you found a way to make money doing something that you really don't enjoy doing. It's not your purpose, right? I cannot emphasize this. I can't emphasize this any more than I have, right? And again, I'm the perfect example because I have not made a lot of money doing the YouTube thing or my coaching business, at least not yet. I'm taking the slow approach doing it because I want to do it right with the right people. But people ask me, hey, how do you keep doing this? I keep saying it, and I'll keep saying it till the day I'm no longer around. How do you keep doing this, not making that much money? I made my money elsewhere. I've got other income sources. And most importantly, I love doing this just for the sake of doing it. I love doing this not for the money, but because I love helping people. I love talking with people. I love hearing people's stories. I love sharing my stories. I love interacting with people. It brings me joy. It brings me happiness. And I just want to share my mistakes so you can compare them with yours and hopefully not make the same mistakes I made, or if you make them, learn how to sort out those mistakes a lot quicker than I did, right? People like Vanessa Lau and other people on YouTube, they find ways to make a lot of money using systems that they themselves aren't even sure of. Someone else put them up to it. Have you ever noticed, like, if there's a system that that someone wants to make money off of, but they themselves aren't the right person, maybe they're not attractive or anything, they'll hire someone, or they'll get with someone like Vanessa Lau, who's a fairly cute woman. She's an average looking woman, but she's cute. She's cute enough to get attention, right? And, she, in her videos, she dressed the part. She would basically sit in very provocative ways because she wanted to get the attention of the beta males and also wanted to get the attention of women that are not as pretty or, think they're not as pretty. So she can lead them to believe that, hey, if you do what she does and just, pay her all this money, then you can make as much money as she's making, right? The thing is, with her, this was not her purpose. This was not what she really enjoyed doing. She was put up to this. I'll share more about that tonight. And I'll show you supporting documentation. You're going to see it. I'm going to share my opinions, and a lot of you are not going to like it. Why? Because the jig is up. The jig is up. Making money doing things you don't enjoy has become more and more apparent out here on YouTube. Also, if you sound like a broken record, you ever listen to Vanessa Lau video? Like, she sounds like a robot. Even when she would do public speaking gigs, she sounded like a robot. I think she got tired of being that robot. Even though that robot was bringing her a lot of money, was it really what she was passionate about? Did she even really know what she was doing? Or was she following a system or a script that someone else created for her and was marketing for her? I'm going to put it all out there later tonight. You're not going to want to miss this. It's going to be a really good show. And I don't care if there are only 5 or 6 people there or 2 people there live. It'll be there on the replay. It will be a members-only chat. It'll be publicly available, but it'll be a members-only chat. Just like this one here, live from the studio. Probably around midnight or 1 a.m. Eastern, 9 or 10 p.m. Pacific. If you can't be there live, watch the replay. If you want to engage on the live stream, cool. But besides that, missing this live stream is not going to, give you any less value to the content that you could watch on the replay. Just a lot of people like to be there live because they like to interact with the host while he or she's doing the show. But besides that, this show is going to have value live and on the replay. And you can always comment in the comment section if you're not there live with at least your $2.99 a month members only chat channel membership. If you're going to get a membership though, like I've been saying all along, get the $4.99 one like most people have, because then you can catch the members only live streams with Don and I. The next one's going to be tomorrow. The time is going to be tentative based on the weather tomorrow. Once I check the weather report in the morning, I'll let you folks know. I'll set up the members only stream with Don, and we'll surprise you with a great topic. You'll know tomorrow. We are at 78 minutes, an hour and 18 minutes. What a pleasant day it's been so far. I feel very accomplished. I ran out and did some errands for Dawn and I. Dawn's still resting her ankle. She's getting a lot better. She's getting a lot of rest. Also, to be even more transparent, Dawn's been, it's not nothing bad, but Dawn's been dealing with some family things. Most of you know about those family things. And, over the last week or two, it's been a little bit, more emotionally taxing on her. But, she's doing better, and, she talks with her mother regularly and her father regularly, and a lot of this is regarding her daughter. I don't want to say too much more, but she comes first, and last night I was going to do that show, but she really needed me last night, and I basically canceled the show and put it off until today. And I normally don't do that, but I really, really felt that and I've been there for her. Don't get me wrong. I've been there for her. But when women are going through things like that, sometimes you gotta take a large amount of time off. Like, slow things down for a week or two and be there for your family and your loved ones. You just gotta know when to do it. Don't start a show that you know you're gonna have to cut short, right? It's better to not do it at all. And that's what I did last night. I had the show scheduled, and I could just feel, Dawn needing me. When you're so in tune with your significant other, when they need you to be there. Even though you've been there for them all day and all week, that particular moment, they're struggling with their emotions and they're thinking about things and they just need you to be there to console them. And, I told that to Dawn last night. I said, no disrespect, but this is what I've been saying about women's emotions being in the present moment. To a woman, what's most important is how she feels right now in the present moment all the time. I'm not saying that women don't care about outside of the present moment, but for the most part, women don't care about yesterday. They don't care about tomorrow, next week, next month, the past, whatever. Unless you've cheated on them, yes, they do a little bit. But the bottom line is that women care about the right now. With women, it's about how they always feel in the present moment. And that's what makes it challenging for men, because men, we plan things out. And, we deal with things differently, right? We can turn the emotion off to get business done. And I normally can turn the emotion off, but I love my woman so much. When she's hurting emotionally and needs me at any given moment, when you really love someone, even as a man, no matter how strong you are, you just can't stop thinking about how you want to take their pain away, because that's what men do. We protect and provide for our women. Even in this modern world where women are making their own money and providing for themselves, men, good, real strong men, still believe in the concept of protecting and providing, right? Donna says, the United Kingdom isn't really united either. England and Scotland are always squabbling. Yeah. I really, really hope for global world peace at some point, Donna. That's what I've always believed in, but you're always going to have some people that have a bunch of screws loose and they live in their own world, right? It's not even worth sometimes trying to get through to those people. It's like, spinning your tires in the mud, right? Donna says, take care all. I'm off to bed. Thank you for the conversation. Positive thoughts to Don. Thank you, Donna. Appreciate it. All right. Thank you, Donna, AZ Prod, Cynthia. Thank you to everyone for being here. 14 in the box. 4 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up. Please share this out. And I'll see you all later tonight at some point for this show. It will happen tonight. It's still early on to the point of where I'm going to go spend some time with Dawn this late afternoon and early evening. And then you're not going to want to miss this show. Whether you watch it live or on the replay, you're not going to want to miss this show tonight, where I really share the truth about Vanessa Lau and why she left, YouTube and gave up her 7-figure business. And then after I do that for the first hour or so, then I'm going to come back for a second hour and do 2 interesting dating stories that AZ Prod, I know you'll get a kick out of these. Very interesting. With that being said, have a good one. Take care, and as always, be good to each other.